My first contact with the student assembly was somewhat fortuitous. I remember getting a call freshman year from Chrissy Scott at 11 a.m. Many of you guys probably don't know who Chrissy Scott was. She was the student assembly president at the time. She said to me, "Hey Will, are you in Spotswood? Nobody applied to be on the review board, and we'll have to send people in for the Senate committee hearing at noon, an hour from now." And so I went to my first hearing in the student assembly house, which, by the way, looked a lot different from what it was. I remember I walked in, I sat on a broken box, and I was questioned for about 1 minute by the only 3 people that showed up. 4 years of student assembly work have gone by since then, and today I am the chairman of the most productive Senate in recent history. I don't want to steal from the president's thunder, if not to mention just a few of this year's accomplishments. We have enacted major electoral and budgeting reform, created 2 departments, and revolutionized the judicial system, which unfortunately is still not the high court. We have created the first student assembly housing agency, and today I am proud to announce that Railway Rental is finally operational. For those of you who know me well, you know how much this means to me and how much it could mean to living here. But I did not do all of this on my own, and thank you, our order, and this will be the likeliest part of the speech. Forgive me if I read this part, but I want to make sure I do not forget anyone. So, firstly, to Ms. Chrissy Frederick. Here you are. None of this would have been possible without your continued support, so thank you very much. To Mr. Brett Rustia. There he is. Thank you for collaborating with the Senate as you structure undergraduate council, and thank you for your witty emails subject that brightened my days. To President Cruz, I think that you have done an amazing job. I think that you have been the best state president since I've been confident. Good job. To Mr. Jerry Martin, thank you for helping me turn my rental, my dream, into a reality. It would not have been possible without your help and without our communication with the city president. To Mr. Ackerman, keeping it real. To Ms. Lorenzen and Mr. Gambit and Roy. To Vice President Levine, you owe me a picture of calls. And to Mr. Stone and Mr. Johnson, who was not here today, the budget reforms would have been impossible without your tireless work and flexibility of comments. And lastly, to Secretary Thomas. I guess you're okay.
Thanks.
I did not mention everyone that has contributed to this amazing year, but I greatly appreciate all of your work. You guys are the 300% and student assembly have been absolutely awesome. And as I conclude, let me leave you with one piece of advice. Being in the student assembly is not easy. If taken seriously, there's a lot of work for which one receives most of the time little to no recognition. But at the end of the day, you are the best judge of what you have accomplished. And so, do not worry about getting a front page of a campus publication, winning a reward, or being ranked against your line honors. Do your work with resilience and integrity, because that experience will speak louder than anything on your resume. The people around you will know you, what you are, and what you've done. And that is worth all the effort you've been through. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce a man who needs no introduction, the president of the University of Missouri.
So being a leader does have a lot to recommend. Now, why do I say that?
healthy ambition can be a powerful galvanizing force to get us in gear, get us moving. And it is quite wonderful to feel wanted in the way you do feel when other people look to us to step out and take the lead for the common good. This can be enormously satisfying. So our leadership is not just meaningful, it's also fun, at least most days. But you can't lead without knowing where there will be other days as well. There will be days when we've just got too much to do. Too much is coming at us all at once. Kind of overwhelming. That happens if you lead some reasons. There are days when you've got to make hard choices and you know perfectly well you can't make everybody happy. And you're going to disappoint some people. Maybe some people about whom you care a whole lot. And then there are those days when people behave like absolute jackasses. They may have their facts wrong. They may simply be in a foul mood and want to vent their frustration on the nearest leader that they cause. So leadership is almost always meaningful. A lot of days it's fun, but some days it's less fun. Number 4, an extremely important thing to remember about leadership is that it's power. Leadership is power. It's power to get people to act. It's power to shape events. It's power to make things happen or to prevent things from happening. And since leadership is power, it's very important that those of us in positions of leadership operate in the grand tradition of what is often called the servant leader. And Wren has been producing servant leaders for centuries. Servant leaders are people who use their power to make a difference for the better in the lives of other people and in the lives of institutions. So servant leaders don't lead in order to feather their own nests or simply to sate their own egos. They don't lead to push ideas detrimental to the larger good. And fortunately at William and Mary, we've had far more servant leaders over the generations than we've had selfish or demagogic leaders. We've had some selfish and demagogic leaders, including some who were student leaders. But on the whole, we deal with servant leaders. Chase has been a servant leader. I believe Colin will be as well. So congratulations, Chase, on your splendid service to the alma mater of the nation. In my judgment, you've been extraordinarily effective as president, and you've been wonderfully collegial in dealing with all of us in the right, with the board of this, with your fellow students, and that makes a big difference to the spirit of the place. And congratulations, Colin, on your smashing electoral bill. You're in our office with a mandate. I'm not exactly sure for why.
Also, thank you to everyone else in attendance. It's always a special occasion when the student assembly, friends, and family can join together here at Wren and celebrate the transition to the new government. Our accomplishments were many this year, and we laid a very strong foundation that so there are plenty of people to thank and acknowledge over this past year. However, instead, I want to take this opportunity to impart what we have learned to next year's student leaders. I hope that my graduating student assembly members see this advice as an appreciation of your efforts, because I would truly have nothing to share had it not been for all that you have taught me. The friendships that we have developed through our shared passions to work with our fellow students is something that I'm deeply grateful for and something that I hope our successors look to continue. As newly elected members of the Student Assembly, you are entering an organization that is built upon personal relationships. Whether these relationships are with administrators, with city officials, or most importantly with your fellow students, your success as a collective body is predicated on your ability to create and sustain a community of mutual assistance. Creating these relationships is something that none of you can do alone, but it is a responsibility that
each and every one of you must on an individual level shoulder. Once you have all bought into your relationship with each other, then you can successfully move on to create opportunities for others. The best advice I can offer in creating these relationships is to excel in active appreciation. Do not let a meeting go by without recognizing a peer for the attention to detail they show while composing a bill. Constantly communicate your gratitude of your peers for attending the event that your department is hosting. Whether it's an email, a handwritten note, or a drink at the bar, actively show your appreciation to your fellow student assembly members. As I near the end of my tenure at William & Mary, I am extremely humbled by the opportunity to give back to a college and a student body that has given so much to me. My time in student assembly has been an irreplaceable personal experience. I've learned so much, yet found that I have still so much more to learn when it comes to being a leader. Over the past 4 years, I have been privileged to spend most of my time in an elected student leadership position. These experiences have taught me many lessons. However, one of the most important lessons, which I hope you all keep in mind, is that you are given the opportunity to lead based on who you have shown yourself to be, but how you lead is dependent on who you truly are. On behalf of my fellow graduating seniors, thank you for helping us to develop into the leaders and people that we have come through this experience. All the best next year's student assembly. I have the greatest confidence in your ability to learn from each other and give back to our great college. Thank you.
As the chair of the board, I get the illustrious board, I get the privilege of administering the oath. And I wanted to avoid a John Roberts moment, so I'm going to read off my oath here. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Colin Daniel, do solemnly swear to faithfully execute my duties as the President of the Student Assembly of the College of William & Mary with the utmost integrity and respect for my peers, and I will, to the best of my ability, uphold the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Assembly, so help me God.
Mazel tov.
It's now my honor and privilege to welcome President Colin Daniel to his inaugural address.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, I would like to offer some thanks to those of you who will be graduating this year. It's been a pleasure working with each and every one of you. Your presence on this campus will be missed, but your impact on each one of us will not be forgotten. Wherever you go in life, I hope you will look back with fond memories of your time in the Student Assembly. You've acted as mentors and leaders throughout the vast reaches of campus. But most importantly, you've been a friend to many in the Student Assembly. It is this friendship that we will miss the most. The Student Assembly is unlike any other organization at this college. The difference cannot be found in the extent of our resources, status as elected representatives, in the events we hold, the bills we pass, or even the resolutions we write. For these are ordinary things. What truly makes the Student Assembly different is our potential to make true change for the entirety of our college. We are not restricted to just one aspect of campus life. We have the power to determine the breadth and depth of our own influence. Every day we have the ability to make this place just a little bit better. I find it hard to believe many will ever have this opportunity, yet we've been blessed with it. These things should not be taken for granted. These things are extraordinary. The Student Assembly has a unique position to transform the culture here at the college. My vision for the Student Assembly is to be seen not just as an entity that distributes money and organizes programs. I view the Student Assembly as an organization that fuels the engines of change here at the college. Those who know me well have often heard me say, we go for the next 10 years, not the next one. It is important to remember where we fit in the great history of the College of William & Mary. We play only a small part in a long historic tradition, yet we cannot dwell on this history. We must constantly look to the future. Some of our dreams may be bigger than our own role in this history, bigger than anything we can accomplish during our time here at the college. That does not mean we cannot begin working on them today. I have no delusions that some of our initiatives or goals may not be done in a year. It is my hope that we can lay the foundation for years to come, to set the stage for those who will assume their rightful place after our time here ends. I hope that over the course of our next year together, we can continue to build on the successes of those before us and expectation of those who are yet to come. Thank you to all the people who supported me along my journey. I could not have done this without Kendall, my campaign team, Molly, and many other friends. I'm so excited to be working with President Ridley and other members of the administration next year and have a productive year again. For their support and hard work, I am eternally grateful. I am honored to be elected for Student Assembly President and hope to serve you well in the coming years.